Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and we are back once again with a great podcast episode for you. And unlike times prior, we're going to lead off with breaking news. Peyote, what do you have?
Oh, on the spot, Ken. Here I am.
Yeah.
Uh, well, there's a new project in the incubator for Yasha. So launch, obviously needs to go through a vote. Decks need to be put together, but we're in the initial stages of helping a project sort of formulate their whole game plan, which is really what Yasha is kind of about, right? Is somebody has an idea, and so
Sure.
it's okay. Let's put together the steps, the different angles that we need to hit in order to get to that go to market type strategy, right? So the project, it's really cool. I'm not sure. I'll do my best to try to describe it. It's pretty interesting, and then maybe we could cut this little segment out, and then I can post it in Yasha.
Okay.
Yeah, so that they can see kind of what's going on and whatnot. But so
Sure.
basically the project, it's the best way to liken it is bizbuysell.com
Uh-huh.
for crypto, for
Mm.
Web3. For those that aren't familiar with bizbuysell.com, it's basically like the largest business sale aggregate um, on the internet. It's like you can sell a business, you can buy a business, you can make offers on businesses that are for sale. This is like, maybe you have a gas station that you want to sell, or a car wash, or a restaurant, right? There's all sorts of different levels of businesses out there that are for sale.
Yeah.
Um, and so I think what the team is trying to do here, which is pretty exciting, is essentially create like an acquisition portal,
Hmm.
uh, so that people can use their crypto money. They can probably leverage against their crypto money to acquire businesses in Web3, right? Or out of Web3, right? Like in real life.
Hmm.
Pretty exciting, I think, because there's going to be like a DAO creation type of element to it, where
Mm.
multiple people can come together and essentially create a fundraiser, right? To pool crypto money that then they can then leverage against to acquire businesses in real life. So if like you and some buddies want to put together some sort of decentralized governance entity,
Yeah.
essentially,
Hmm.
pool some funds and then leverage against those funds to acquire a business using your crypto money. Um, that would that would be the path forward. It's going to take a lot of business development. Obviously, you need listings, right?
Sure.
You need listings, and you need the business owners to want to accept cryptocurrency as well, or fiat for that matter. It doesn't really matter. So I think that there's going to be, and don't this, I know it's recorded and everything, so I gotta be careful what I say. But I think that the platform itself, right, obviously, there will be some sort of finder's fee. I think the token will be like a reward situation for finder's fee, right?
Hmm.
As well as token ownership and staking and rewards, and a rewards pool will essentially be from the sale of those businesses. I think that people will be able to gamify the acquisition of businesses, right? If they're, especially if they're cash flow producing. There's lots of Web3 companies out there that are producing cash flow. Maybe somebody wants to list a company for like, $5 million, and it has a 10% cap rate. It's producing $500,000. Then you can pool, borrow at a 5% for a 10% cap rate, so you're cash flowing, and then you could have raised that initial collateral, right, decentrally, in that
Mhm.
sort of DAO creation platform.
Yeah.
So re- really like the project. I think it's super cool. Really
For sure.
awesome lead right now. So I think right now we're gonna try to figure out how to strategize on putting together like a very well-rounded team.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, you need a good CEO, you need some solid business developers, you know, people that are essentially canvassing for deals.
Yeah.
Luckily, there's some business sale aggregates out there like
Sure.
Biz by Sell, so they have a place to start. You know, they can contact some of those businesses, and then a good legal team.
Yeah.
Right, always a good legal team.
A lot of those places, in my experience, Biz Buy Sell, they're sellers who are using brokers. And
Mhm.
my imagination is that for this to be most beneficial, you want to get around the broker's fee. So I'm imagining that a lot of these deals
Okay.
might be want to be direct.
I think a good broker, you know, a lot of real estate agents also semi double as business brokers as well.
Mm,
Sometimes they're listing a piece of real estate and there's a business attached to it. And so, like occasionally the real estate agent is sort of outside of their wheelhouse, but they're doing another job that maybe they don't have a ton of experience with.
mm,
But I think the business broker fee I think is totally fine. In business, you know, a broker that's listing that's bringing more deal flow
yeah,
to the platform I
yeah.
think is also just fine. And then obviously the platform will take a fee. So
And how's the management happening? Is that amongst the folks who have acquired the business, or is it managed initially in the DAO while it's still being financed, if you will,
oh no, it's whoever is making the acquisition. Are you talking about the management of the business itself?
of the business that is acquired? Correct.
Oh yeah, whoever's buying it, right?
Got it.
The
Yeah.
DAO essentially like creation platform is just if people want to essentially like pool, you know, if strangers basically, you know, people that don't actually know each other want to pool funds into a decentralized, you know, decentrally governed um pool, right? So
Sure. Yeah.
and then leverage, you know, potentially leverage that. So but yeah, management is whoever is going to take over and essentially run that business, right?
Makes sense. Makes sense. I was just wondering whether or not it would be under DAO management before it was paid off, because obviously then the risk to the DAO is that they've loaned a certain amount. I don't know, obviously, any how it's structured to protect against loss, but if you lend the funds for a business that can then be managed or mismanaged to the value of zero, then obviously there's some potential risk there, unless
Hang on, my
you
kid is like shouting at me. I'm just gonna mute really quick. I'll be right
go
back.
ahead. Go ahead. Do, 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 do. I'm your hold music, guys. And if you don't like that hold music, oh, he's back.
Okay, I'm back. Hey, thanks. Sorry.
Cool. No, no problem.
She's wondering what she can do this afternoon, you know, saying go draw. Uh
Yeah,
go draw. Yeah, whoever you know, obviously the acquirer it depends on what the business is. I'm just gonna clean that off a little bit. It depends on what the business is, who the person acquiring the business is. But some want, you know, whether it's lifestyle, entrepreneurship, or whatever it might be, might want to purchase that business because they want to run it.
for
Um,
sure.
but they
Yeah.
can use crypto, or they can potentially raise money via crypto. They can
Hmm.
also do it you know, via fiat, right? If they want. Um, it's going to be interesting moving into this lending space where, you know, in commercial lending, where the asset that's being purchased is essentially like the most scrutinized aspect of that financing, right? Where like does this building or this business does it cash flow
Here's the cash flow. Yeah.
to meet the obligation, right? And then obviously the borrower, you know, specifically. But if with the DAO creation platform, you know, if they're able to create a pool that's run by DAO governance. It doesn't need to be a token, or anything. It can be its own little DAO. Issue NFTs for whatever it might be, and essentially govern that pool of funds to leverage to acquire business. Maybe it's a Web3 business, maybe it's an online business. There's lots of businesses out there, e-commerce, whatever it might be, that can be purchased, listed for sale, so on and so forth.
That makes sense. Do you have a timeline for us, or general timeline?
I don't. I think that it's a project that's in the incubator currently. The lead for the project is super super smart, like great lead for the project. So like we're more than happy to support them in their journey, and glad and honored to be a part of it, to move forward, and hopefully we can have a pretty successful fundraise and a solid launch. It might be something that other projects in the ecosystem or other treasuries outside want to be a part of as well. So kind of cool overall. So gonna try to get that platform squared away. You know, get the necessary relationships in place for different lending, business acquisition, type lending and whatnot, and then get some good business developers to go acquire or to go populate the platform with deals that are to be purchased, potentially. So,
Sure. Sounds good. Let's
yep.
move on. I'm interested to see when it comes out. But let's make sure that we break it here.